Hey, fellow riblets, it's me, Tom from Target Prime Rib. How you doing? Um, I wasn't going to do a live today, but then I thought, well, if I'm going to be working tomorrow and everything, that it might be where I can't do a live tomorrow. So I figured this way, just looking at something. Okay, I figured this way I can, So I do apologize for the last 20-minute thing. All right. I don't know how long I'm going to be on for. You know how it is. If not many people come on, then that might make an indication or a difference. Um, Everything is going very well for me. I still have that nasty cough. Um, I know one of my newer riblets that I didn't recognize made a comment that I should get it checked, and she's right. I think it's a woman. She's absolutely right that I should get it checked, and I'm actually seeing my primary doctor on the 24th. I know it seems like a far way away, but one thing I've learned about this medical thing is trying to get appointments sooner is like pulling teeth. So even though I do need a tooth pulled, it's not in that way. So hey Lash, hey Granny Boo, how you guys doing? Let me see if there's anybody else in the chats because the thing skipped right past. Oh, and Sandy. Hello, Sandy. How are we all doing today? So I am into my fast. My fast started at 6 p.m. on Sunday. No, today's Wednesday. On Monday, 6 p.m. Monday. So that was my last meal. Okay, my last swallow, I should say. And oh, okay, you're at the warehouse, Lash. Okay, cool. Um, that was my last swallow. So I didn't eat since then. So we're at 24:36, 11, 36 plus 5. We're at 41 hours now. So, which I'm going to keep on going. The one reason why I wanted to do this, there's many reasons why I wanted to do this. One, to see if it would help with my cough, and I'm beginning to think that my cough is actually fluid in the lungs. I think it's building up, and that's why I'm coughing. Now, last time this happened to me, this is where the rub is. Last time this happened to me, I asked the doctor if I could get a script to see a lung doctor, and and they're basically like, "Well, why do you need to see a lung doctor?" Why? And they were questioning it instead of just instead of just giving me the script to see the lung doctor. So I'm hoping I can convince this doctor to let me see that I think that it might be fluid in the lungs and and everything. So if anybody, I mean, just in case my doctor gives me a hard time and everything like that, what carnivore recommendations does anybody have for fluid on the lungs? To kind of like get rid of all that, you know, and get out. And that's what I think my body's doing. I think that's what carnivore is doing. I think it's making me cough so that I can get all the mucus and the phlegm, and all the liquid, everything out. Sorry about that. I do apologize ahead of time for any coughing that I do. It's a little hard to do a mute, when you're by yourself because, I like the conversation somewhat to keep on going. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, like they say, good in the hood. Um, so yeah, so I'm about 41 hours in on my fast. I My plan, Lash, is to. I've done 60 hours before, so that's, and I've done obviously this long before too. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't actually worked when I was on a fast. So you know, so I got to be very careful of that because obviously when I start moving around, it can really bring my sugars down. So this is where I would actually be a lot more where I don't take the insulin so much, but which might actually be a good thing. So I'm hoping that it will not. Right now, my sugars are pretty high. They're at 146, which tells me there is something wrong. Because if I'm not eating, then my sugar shouldn't be that high, correct? So, and I know 140, 146 to a lot of you probably isn't high, and at one time it wasn't high to me either. But now it is. It's pretty high up there. It's not my lowest, my highest number. It's now my highest number, not my lowest number anymore. And there was a time when that wasn't even my lowest number. There was a time where 200, 250 was my my lowest. Now, I actually saw in the chats the other day some guy saying that his A1C was between 24 to 30. His A1C was between 24 to 30. That's high. That's an average of like six. Actually, I looked it up. It's about 678 average on blood sugar. Think about that. His blood sugar was over 600, almost 700. That's a lot. I don't think I ever was that high. If I was, I would. I don't know how somebody survives at a 24 to 30 A1C. Like, God bless the man. Or actually, I forget if it was a man or a woman. I do apologize. Especially if they're listening. I do like, but like it was on, I think it was on Mitch's channel or, no, you know what it was? It was on Cardboard Talk. I think it was behind the scenes with them. And wow, that is pretty, that's, I was pretty taken back by that. So going back to my plan. So, um, I don't know when I'm going to end. That's why it's called the undetermined fast, undetermined time fast, because I don't know when I'm going to stop. You know, but my niece is having her birthday party. My sister's throwing her birthday party. 21 years old. Oh my God. I know a lot of you have kids and stuff like that older than that, but for my younger sister's daughter to be reaching 21 is like, wow. I can't believe that much time went by in my life. And and her life too, obviously. And we all know how my family's very good, but they they have like in their opinion they like what the isn't there is nothing wrong with what they're doing. And if that's how they feel, then that's fine. But for me, it just doesn't work. Um, but I'm not going. I have no idea what's going to be there. It could be it could be nothing but breadsticks. I have no idea what's going to be there. It could be pizza. It could be like I don't know how much in the meat category there's going to be. Plus, there's probably going to be a cake. So that day, I probably will end up going off the wagon. But I'm going to be very careful on how much I go off the wagon. I'm going to keep an eye on my CGM. But my plan is to actually fast until Saturday morning. I'll break that fast with some eggs and then determine whether or not I keep on, determine whether how much I do and stuff like that. And then right after that, then I'm going to go right back into the lion diet. So, um, lucky for me, my roommate actually has the eggs, so I can just make at least four of them, 2 to 4, whatever. Cook them up really quickly, and just have very carefully have them, and they're a lot lighter on my stomach. But so I'll be fasting from Monday to Saturday, which is a little 1, 2, and which is about 5 days. So now the question is, would I keep on? Would I have kept on going if um, I wasn't going to the party? Yes. The answer is, I'd like to test and see if I can go further than question above. No, I don't. I'm sorry, Sandy. No, I don't take it. I used to. I used to take. Oh God, Lipitor, one of those medications. I forget what it's called, but yeah, no, I don't. Or lisinopril. Is lisinopril blood? Yeah, I think it's lisinopril. But I'm not really as worried about my blood pressure now. I usually have a pretty average blood pressure. Sometimes it's low though. Sometimes it's high, but it it levels out. Do you think that might be part of my problem, or my? Let's not call it a problem. Do you think that might be part of my situation or my issue? Oh, like the medication can make you cough. Okay. No, I haven't taken any. The only medication, if you can call it that, is my insulin and the Victoza. The yeah, I mean it's always. I mean, we can look at my blood pressure right now. That'd be no problem. I got my handy dandy little wrist thing. All right, so everybody keep calm with me. Who's Rabbi? Who's Rabbi? Who's Rabbi? Who's Rabbi? Okay, so yeah, Sandy, I've been coughing a lot longer than you think. I've been coughing for about 5 years now, believe it or not. When it first started, it was because of the gastroparesis, and then I think it just kept on coming. Um, thank you. You know, I just did the goose fraba. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I mean, I actually thought maybe it could be lungs, water in the lungs and stuff like that, or fluid in the lungs. But hello, fellow grandma, how you doing? I figured it could have been that, but my doctor's like, well, why do you want to see a lung doctor? Well, that would be no good. Why would you want to see? Why don't you just let me see a lung doctor and let him check me out? Like I don't get why doctors can't do what you ask them. I mean, unless you ask them to jump off the Empire State Building, there should be no. It should be like, okay, let's do. And I know they're afraid, and it's like, you know, I mean, all they really have to say is, well, I can look into it and let you know if your insurance covers it or not. Like that's what you have receptionists for and stuff to do. That's why you have people that work for you to do this kind of research. Like, hey, does this person's insurance take this particular type of, if that's what you're worried about. Well, I mean, Zan, it's one of the sub reasons. I mean, I've had the puff for so long; it's become kind of like a part of me. But one of the sub reasons that I call it that I am on carnivore. It's not just the diabetes. It's many things that I have that I want to take care of. I mean, anything's possible, Lisa. Thank you, Sandy. I agree. So when I see the doctor, the one thing he's probably gonna, the last doctor, believe it or not, I was gonna say something to the last doctor, but he was so much onto the statin thing that he he basically, like, I wasn't able to ask any questions about anything else. You know, like he spent like at least 20 minutes on just trying to get me to take a statin. Well, good luck, Lexi. Um, I know you're gonna kill it. I know you're gonna do great. I really do. So I guess this is that time. If anybody wants to come on here and say hello to everybody else into the world, by all means. In the meantime, I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. Okay, here we go. Actually, let me do something. Can I? No, that's not what I was trying to do. All right. All right. I don't know if it worked or not. You guys can tell me. I pinned it to the top of the chat, so see if that worked. Oh. Cool. Thank you, Lisa. So yeah, here's a good question. I know Lash said that he's going to do 60 hours this week. Uh, what is has anybody else fasted? And what is the longest that you've gone? I mean, has anybody been as, I'm not going to say, has anybody been as adventurous as Dr. Kilt doing the 14 days in here? I mean, to do that. So you've gone 5 days, Lisa. Okay. You're talking about the coach studying. It's going well. There's supposed to be something going on at 3 o'clock today. Little class. So I will be doing that. I'm supposed to get a private, like, one-on-one session with Dr. Nelson, but it got canceled because I guess I didn't fill out the coaching form, which I have in the tabs right now that I am finishing. Um, it's sometimes questions just are very hard for me. I know it sounds crazy, but it's just, you know, I think one of the things that, one of the things is, let me just find out what this is. I'm not sure. So once I do this, I'll go and fill out the forms. One of the things it was asking me is like what my stressors are. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Hmm. I mean, I guess just trying to get back into the workforce and doing it without, just. I mean, I really don't have any stressors. That's fine. I don't have pork belly here anyway, so unless I actually have the item that you're talking about, there's really no point in me desiring it. Just see one more time. Oh, Lexi's here. Okay. Hey, Lexi,
Hi
I'm coming
guys.
on before you do.
Yeah.
You come on
I'm.
before you do.
What'd you
You'll
say?
you'll do great. You'll do great.
It's.
Can you hear me?
It's the first. I hear you. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yeah. Oh, it just got broken up a little bit there, but I think we're okay.
Um. It was a. It's a phone interview, so it's like very basic. I'm guessing, but I just did a mock interview with one of my caregivers, and I think I did pretty well.
Okay.
So hopefully it goes well. Pray for me, please.
Always, but I don't think you'll need it. I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
Hello,
Okay.
Ellen. How we doing? Scooby the dog. Ellen's asking what kind of interview was your job for?
It's for a receptionist job at a nursing home. So, but it's kind of like a health unit coordinator position, like what I worked for a little bit. But I was a receptionist for 3 years, so I have good experience with that. Um, so it's like there's more responsibilities than my old receptionist job, but fewer responsibilities than my health unit coordinator position. So it's like a good balance, I think. Yeah. So
Okay, I think that
I
sounds great.
hope.
I think that's sort of up your alley.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
think
I'll be managing medical records, transportation rights for residents. Um I'll be answering phones, of course, checking emails, mail, that stuff. So,
will you
shouldn't
be
be too
working with a lot of the residents and stuff, or do you not really
I
see?
think so. So I'll be the first point of contact. I'll be at the front desk, and so people will like come up to the front desk. I'll greet them when they walk through the door, all that. I made sure I read the core values on their website, so I can just like throw those in there, you know.
Cool.
And so I think that'll sound good.
Yeah, I think you'll
Thank
be
you,
good. I think
Ellen.
you'll be good at that and working with the people and stuff like that.
Mm,
It's always good to have like somebody that's friendly and kind to be the first contact information to be first.
mm-hmm.
I mean,
Awesome.
of course, when I used to go in there, I used to go in the middle of the night, so a lot of times there was no receptionist. It was like they
Mm,
were gone by then. But
mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, my old receptionist job, we closed down at 9 o'clock p.m.
yeah,
At this place, I think they close at 5. I mean, obviously, like they're open 24 hours, like for the residents and
right.
family
But the
members, but
actual
the front
the
desk,
right.
I
Yeah,
think
they
the front desk is
usually
like
close there
9 to
like
5.
around nine where I was last at too. And I did see this
Mm-hmm.
because I used to go down in my wheelchair and go downstairs. And at that time, I was kind of like not. I was kind. Yeah, I guess you could say I was cheating, but I wasn't really fully carnivore, so I can't really say I was cheating. But I would get food that was. I would order
Mm-hmm.
food out because the food was so bad anyway. So I would get like sometimes I get McDonald's or something like that. And I'd wait outside for the delivery, or get coffee,
Mm-hmm.
depending.
Yeah.
Like
We
coffee
had
was so much better at Dunkin' than it was, you know, there at the facility. It's like
mm-hmm. We had a deli at my old nursing home. Um, and they had all kinds of candy and baked goods. And so I really hope that, I mean, I'm guessing there will be a deli at this place, but I'm not going in there, not even to get coffee, just because it's so tempting, you
Right.
know? So, mhm. Yeah. Thank
So
you, Ellen.
yeah, no, I mean that's true. First point of contact does a lot of people's impression of the business. First point of contact, like for they say the first like 10 seconds of how you are is like totally makes the impression on different people. You know.
Hmm. One thing that I learned really bothers me when I'm answering phones or calling people at a job is when I ask them how to spell their name and they just start rattling off letters like super fast before I can even type them or their phone number. I
Yeah.
got really good at it, but
Can you
still.
slow down, please? Yeah. It's like
Exactly.
so. So I wasn't going to go on today, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm working tomorrow. Um, and I wanted to find out how people thought about my interview yesterday with Alyssa, how they liked it, and you know, 'cause you always kind of like want that curiosity, you know,
Hmm.
and just to talk a little bit, you know, about like my plans with the fasting and all that stuff. So, you know,
Hmm. Yeah,
so
I missed that interview, but I'm gonna try to watch it later.
okay,
Hmm.
I. I mean, I'm fine with the replays because in that way, that means more people are going to watch it. You know,
Hmm. I've noticed you've been getting more views.
you mean on the lives? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like the replays too.
So you know, it's a building process. You know, it's
Hmm.
you know, I mean, you know, next week I assume I'm going to get a good amount of views because of who my you know who my guest is. But
Carrie.
I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, but it just sounds like you know I would think that he would be pretty popular. So Lisa says that she was a nursing assistant at a nursing home while going to nursing school. Then I got pregnant, quit college, and started working in a factory. Needed the money more than the schooling at that point. Okay, I think you
Wow.
would. I think you would have made a pretty good nurse there, Lisa. You know, I mean, maybe you could go if you're really interested in it. Maybe you could go back. You know.
Yeah, I hope once I get this job, I can manage being in school at the same time. I mean,
Mm.
I babysat full time at the end of fall last year, and then the whole spring semester this year, and I did really well. Like I was babysitting from like 9 a.m. until like 4:30 p.m. like 5 days a week. So, and doing schoolwork on top of that and meal prepping. So I think I can handle it. It'll just be an adjustment, you know?
Okay.
Hmm.
So you know, Sandy was asking me earlier on how my studying is going. I was saying it's going pretty well. It's just I in Maine was supposed to fill out this coaching form for excuse me for one-on-one coaching with Dr. Nelson, and unfortunately, I guess I thought I filled it out, but I didn't. It's
Oh,
not a form that I thought, so we had to cancel the the session and have to reschedule it. So I had to fill out the form. So I don't know. It's asking questions. It's asking very hard questions. Like I'm right now. I'm not on the thing. So like you know like what my name is. I mean that's pretty tough. And you know pretty much like what am I looking for in coaching and in carnivore. Um, what are the biggest frustrations? connected to my thing and stuff like that. So I'll go back to it like once I'm done here. I'll go back and finish it up and then reschedule
Good.
what thing.
Mhm.
I'm not really sure what my biggest stressors are. I mean,
Really?
obviously, I think I have some stress. I just don't really know what the. I think that's what makes it so bad. Like, there's something there, but I'm not sure what it is.
What about walking? Walking with your missing toes, is that a stressor?
Not really. No.
Okay.
I mean, it. Well, I guess is it a mental stress? No. Can it be a little bit of a physical stress? Maybe,
That
perhaps.
counts.
Yeah.
Physical stresses count.
Yeah. So maybe, but I haven't been walking that much. It's been way too hot lately. Like it's very
Mhm.
humid here. Like it might read like 81 degrees, but it feels more like it's 110.
Mm.
Very which is actually, believe it or not, which is why I think my problem with the coughing is lungs, because it's not just my coughing. I have a hard time getting my breath up and stuff. So, you know, which I had that before too. And when I went to the doctor last like 2 times ago, so about 6 months ago, he's like, "Well, why do you need to see a lung doctor? That's stupid. Why would you want to see a lung doctor?" So I just kind of gave up on it. And then the last doctor was arguing with me so much about statins that I had no time to even ask any questions to him.
Mhm.
Or it's actually no, that's not true. I had time, but I was so frustrated. I just wanted to get out of there, so I was just like, okay, the hell with it.
Mm.
So I'm
Mhm.
hoping that this doctor is not going to push me as much with the statins, and maybe he won't because I recorded the last doctor, so hopefully they know that they see it in their reports, like, okay, this guy doesn't want to hear about statins. So, and I mean, not that I'm not expecting a little push, but hopefully they won't bother, and I can ask the questions like, okay, this is the problems I'm having. I'm having some issues with breathing, and I'm having some issues with coughing. I'm coughing up a
Yeah.
lot of fluids. So I would like to see a lung doctor. Can you write me a script for to see a lung doctor?
Good.
And go from there.
Yeah, you got to get that checked out.
Yeah. I mean, the sad thing is I know more. I know more about my body probably more than they do.
Mhm.
So I actually got. Oh, okay. There's another person that I'm trying to get to interview on my live, which there's many people I'm trying to get, but I don't know if you ever heard of Ellie. What's her Nourishment Reenacted? I think is her channel name.
Hmm.
It was. Um, I like we're going back and forth on talking. So sometimes it's not always like it's not always like right away cut and dry.
Mhm. I have to call my job coach really quick, so I have to go. Okay.
Yep. Good luck.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're fine. Go. Yeah.
I'll,
If I'm here, you can
I'll
come
try.
back.
Yeah, I'll try to join after my interview. Okay.
Okay. You can tell us how it is. All right.
I will.
Um, what was the first part? Oh, well, the coughing. Just getting. I just have like a lot of fluids. When I cough, a lot of mucus when I cough, and I do have a stuffy nose. Um, but like I have a hard time like getting like my breath out. And it's not all the time, but just a lot. I've had it for a long time, but for some reason the doctor won't look at the lungs, or they'll look at them in the way of like giving putting the stethoscope on me and stuff like that, but they won't go deeper. I mean, I'm glad you're okay too, Feral Grandma. So I am looking at my sugar just starting to go down. I did have to take some insulin, but I took less this time because of me not doing the hey Annabella, um, me not doing the what you would call it? Yeah, me not eating, me fasting. I'm not gonna, I want. One of the reasons why I'm fasting is because I want to get my blood sugars down, and sometimes, a lot of times, fasting does help with that. You just have to know how to control your insulin levels. So we got a few people in the chats today. We got Annabella, we got Bacon Baby, we got Lash, we got Ellen, Sandy. Um, am I forgetting anybody? Oh, Lisa. So far, I am about 41 hours in. I actually started it on at 6. I actually ended my eating at 6 p.m. on Monday night. Now, just to let you guys know, I'm not full dry fast. I'm not full water fast. I am having coffee, but only about two cups. One from downstairs, one from upstairs. Um, in the upstairs one, I actually am having. So it's more of a fat fast, I guess you could say, because I am having the butter. I just finished having coffee in this mug with a whole stick of butter and with actually some bacon. I had some bacon grease left over, and I wanted to have that. So I did have that, and so I have a lot of fat. But slowly, as my fast goes on, I probably will take out the coffee, and I think on my last day, I'll probably be a little bit more stricter. Thank you for that, Federal Grandma, and I forgot what they were called, so I just said lung doctor, pulmonologist, um, a pulmonologist. I'm sorry. Uh, like I said, it's an undetermined time fast, but my hope is I will be fasting until Saturday morning, and I'll probably break it with some eggs, some scrambled eggs. Normally, it's either eggs or bone broth, but unfortunately, I don't have any bone broth, and nor do I plan on making any bone broth. I don't have any bones or anything, so it's. But my roommate has some eggs. I don't have any eggs. I haven't had any eggs since I started Lion Diet, but he actually has his eggs that I make for him, and I'm sure he'll be fine with me taking 4 eggs, from him and everything. So I'm looking at the chats. It looks like Bacon Baby's number one in the crowns. Congratulations, Bacon Baby. I still don't know what that means, but congratulations. I'm not sure who number two is, or yeah, no. I usually like it. It's a lot lighter, you know. I like how you say "yay, Bacon Baby," but you have a picture of a guy that looks like he's crying his eyes out. Oh, I didn't see. At least I'm sorry that you're leaving. Um, if I had a T-shirt, sure. Somebody just saying good morning. I do apologize for missing that. Ah, good morning, Meathead. How you doing? And this is who's whose first live stream is this? I know it's not. It's supposed to be a laughing face. Okay. Yeah, the most. Well, I told the story the other day, so I'm not going to. But the most I fasted on purpose is 5 days, and technically it'll be because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So technically it'll be about 5 days, maybe a little bit under 5 days for this one, just because of the only reason I'm stopping is because my niece's birthday is on Saturday, so and I don't want to break the fast with whatever they have there at the party, which I probably will have. I'm not going to kick myself in the ass for having it. It's easier to kind of like jump into the water um, and just do my best to get out of the water, and dry off as quickly as possible. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but it's the best one I have. But the biggest test is going to be tomorrow and Friday, because tomorrow and Friday I'm working. It's only 4 hours each day, but I'm working, so I don't know how that's going to affect blood sugar. I don't know how that's going to affect. I think I should be okay. I just need to get past that hurdle, so then that way I can get back to because I used to do intermittent fasting. Um, like my eating window was like 4 to 6 hours, but for some reason I just ever since I started working again that has I guess I have like this fear of not eating when working. So I gotta get past that. Okay. You need the pain. You need cream for pain management. Yeah, it's kind of weird that iPhone doesn't let you see because I'm looking at my Android and I see Sandy, you're number two, and let me see if I can get through the actual crown thing. And Lash is number three. It's interesting. I didn't realize that. Well, I'm glad it's helping you. Hmm. I'm very glad it's helping you. So does anybody know anything, any lives or anything like that going on today? Okay, well, Annabelle, you do whatever helps you. Like one of the most frustrating things I find is when I feel something is making me feel better, and then I'm told, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that," or try to, it's like, well, if it's making me feel better, then why are you telling me to get off it? Like, if the cream makes you feel better and it's gonna hurt, helping with your pain, then I would keep on doing it. Hey, Kurt, how you doing?
Good. I don't have a shirt on because I'm like busy running around getting ready for work. The wife's out of town, so I got to do everything else.
Okay.
But I just wanted to ask you, talking about your bandwidth, the strength of the Wi-Fi.
What was that? He cut out. Um, I'm sure he'll try to come back in. He wanted to know about my bandwidth, so yeah, I got to actually talk to him because they were supposed to have um, boosted my bandwidth but I'm not sure if it's really. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I lost connection. Um, something I mentioned before, and I don't think it's been addressed, but you were talking about contacting your internet company and stuff. They pretty much will blow smoke up your backside
Hmm.
and put the blame somewhere else when in actuality, they're not giving you the bandwidth you pay for. So if you can write this down and try this when you're not streaming and you don't have a bunch of web pages open,
Okay.
is go to speedtest.net
Okay.
and you check your speed, because I know my my modem and router are in the basement, so I'm upstairs surrounded by three
Right.
walls, and my bandwidth is about three quarters of what I pay for, which for me that's great because I'm on Wi-Fi. If you are in an apartment and you are on the same floor and you're within, I don't know, 30, 40 feet, you shouldn't have any issues with Wi-Fi.
No.
So,
Okay. So I
so
just did what you said, which I already had the speed testing on, and right now my download is at 103.6, and my upload
ew,
is at 32.
that's bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you need to do the test when you're not streaming
Well,
because
that's true. I'll do it when I'm not streaming, so that'll be a
yeah,
better
yeah,
indication.
you check it throughout the day when you're not, again, when you're not on live, when you're not doing anything, you just get there, check it, and see what it is. During the working day, the bandwidth should be better because people are at work. You don't have kids at home doing stuff. What package do you have? Do you have like 300 up and 100 down?
Yeah.
Okay, so in essence, you're only getting 30% of what you're paying for. So
Yeah.
that's like going out and pumping gas. You pay for 30 gallons, but you only get 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So you do this when you're not streaming, when you're not busy on the internet,
Right.
and it's the best. I've been using Speed Test for years. I don't care what anybody will use our speed test. No. This speed test that not is independent of anybody
Hmm.
because I think what you're there you might have a bad wiring. I mean, you could even check by hard wiring your computer to the modem to the router
Right.
using
Yeah, that's something
RJ45.
I'm gonna probably have to do. I mean, my only problem is my modem's in one room and my computer's in the other room, and I have to get like the wire to go to it. So, um,
No, Thomas, you're using a laptop, right?
yes.
So your laptop's portable.
Well, no, I
Just
get that, but the thing is the other room is the living room, and as much as like a lot of times my roommate gets very loud during my lives. He kind of like likes to blast his phone and all that stuff. So I need to
okay.
quiet. So I need to find a
Okay.
way to connect them without bringing the computer into the other room. Like I need to have my space at the
Um,
same time.
Thomas,
Yeah.
what I'm explaining to you is when you're not live streaming, when you're not doing anything, take your
Hmm.
computer to the other room.
Right.
It doesn't matter how much noise they're making.
Right.
You hook the computer up, hardwire it, check the speed.
Oh, okay. You're talking about just for the testing purposes. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
That's it. Yeah, that's because if your hardwire is faster than your Wi-Fi, then there is a locality issue with
Okay.
your router. You
Okay.
might, because of, if, like, for instance, if you have a wireless phone, and it could be your phone, it could be a 2.4 or a 5.0 gigahertz signal, and it's right next to the modem and router, that can affect the signal. If your TV is on Wi-Fi and it's next to the router, that could be affecting the signal.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been like Rick. I've done this for years and network people, but you got to check these things out before you contact your internet company, so you have a leg to stand on
Right.
when you're saying, I'm not getting my bandwidth. I've tried this. I've tried this. I've tried this.
That makes sense.
That I'm not trying to be saying I know everything,
No,
but
no.
I'm just trying
I'm.
to
Yeah, I hear
give you
you.
some information.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll
I don't like
definitely do
seeing,
that.
I don't like seeing anybody get taken advantage of when, like I said, when you're paying for 30 gallons, you get 30 gallons.
Right. Yeah. You at least expect to. Yeah. So, all right.
So how's your day going?
So far, so good. Just like any other day. Kind of like just hanging out. Like it's too. I went outside for a little bit, but the humidity is just way too much. Yeah.
Oh, it's like a sauna in my garage, which
Yeah.
I'm enjoying.
I mean, I guess I don't really mind it in the way of like, like I guess it feels like I'm losing some weight because I feel like I'm in a sauna outside. But,
Right.
um,
But
but at the same time, I don't want to have to take a shower. Like I'd like to conserve my water income too. Yeah, not take a shower every 5 minutes.
yeah, yeah, I don't like bathing either.
I mean, at least not every 5 minutes. No.
When I'm going to be honest with you, everybody, girls, ladies, guys, I go to work every day, and even if I perspire, I'll jump in the shower and rinse off. I don't like using soaps.
No.
And since I started carnivore, I don't smell. I don't smell like I used to. I used to smell horrendous. I'd
Yeah,
have to
me
take
too.
10 showers a day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I remember for the longest time I would have an odor, and people would tell me how I smell and everything like that. And one day, my boss, he switched. He's like, you should do antiperspirant instead of deodorant. And I just switched from deodorant to antiperspirant, which I didn't realize there was a difference, but I guess there is. And
Well,
but now I don't even
and-
take. I haven't had antiperspirant or deodorant in like months.
well, I'll tell you what, antiperspirant contains aluminum.
Right?
And anything you put on your body, and I'm sure you probably know, but for others, anything you put on your body, whether it's perfume, whether it's, anything, anything that touches your skin is absorbed by the skin. I don't like using cologne. I sometimes I'll dial up when the wife and I go out on a date, but other than that, I don't wear cologne to work. Cologne sickens me. As far as smells, I can't stand going, like, you go to grocery shopping, you gotta walk down the uh, laundry soap aisle. I get sick to my stomach because the smells are so overwhelming.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I haven't, like I said, I take my showers, and but I do it mostly for if it's really really hot and I just need to kind of like freshen up a little bit. but it's really the hot water that I use. You know.
Yep. That's something that doesn't make sense to me. You're hot outside, you're sweating.
Well,
But
I can say hot water, warm water, tempered water, whatever you want to call it.
oh,
Yeah. I mean, I
well,
don't
for
drink
me,
water with hot water. You know.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like for me, if I'm out here sweating,
Mhm.
I have to go in and take a hot shower.
Oh, okay.
And for me, it doesn't. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Why, if I'm outside sweating, why do I want hot water on my body? But
You
that's
know,
just
what I
me.
think it might be. I think it might be that we associate hot water with being cleaner. I think, and I think that's probably why you're going on with hot water. Like it's just a, you know,
Oh,
because like
could
think
be.
about it, when we wash our dishes, we wash it by hand. Usually use hot water to wash it. You know, and I think we might associate that with our bodies too. That we need the hot water in order to be fully clean, and the sweat makes us not feel very clean. You know,
You know what?
that's my take on it.
I'm gonna go in and so I don't kill all my good bacteria on my skin. I'm just gonna go in and take a tempered shower, a tempered water shower.
Sounds good.
But I always like you. Props to you for not saying that you wash dishes in a dishwasher. I despise dishwashers.
Okay. Well, mine's by choice. I don't have a dishwasher, so I can't say really how good I am. It's just my apartment doesn't have a dishwasher, so
Oh, well, what we moved into this house here, and it's got a dishwasher, and I do it by hand every day. It doesn't bother me one bit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I use more of the hot water to clean because especially when you're working with grease and stuff like that, it just makes it so much easier to clean.
True.
But
That's something for people out there. I noticed. Uh, I wanted to enlighten you. I don't know anybody if anybody is into the Dawn Power Wash, that spray
um,
bottle that
I know of
degreases.
it. I haven't ever used it, but I know.
It makes a great bug killer. Like if you got a fly in your house and it's on
Mm,
the window and you just do one squirt, that bug dies within 5 seconds. I kill flies like that with that.
wow.
It makes a and it smells good.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah, you don't have this like bug smell that always
Ooh,
makes so
yeah, that bug spray my wife likes, but I don't, not at all. So when are you going to be off your lion diet, brother?
I guess technically I'm already off it. So
Really?
yeah, well, I mean, I had right now I'm fasting, so I'm about 41 hours in on my fast. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so actually it's probably getting closer to 42 hours. In like 2 minutes it'll be 42 hours. So,
But that
I
doesn't
just
mean you're off your lion diet. I mean, you can still.
Well, no, I mean, I am drinking coffee, and I mean, technically, it wasn't really a full lion diet. It was lion plus coffee plus butter. But I did have some pepperoni the other day, like a couple days
Oh,
ago. So
shame on you. I'm
uh,
going to take your carnivore card, Thomas.
I know, I know. If I had $1 for every time somebody took my carnivore card, I'd be like a millionaire by now. So. Um,
Uh,
it's like you use paprika on your eggs. Oh my god, that's the way.
you know what? I haven't. I might try that.
What paprika on your eggs?
I all I do is use the Redmond smoked salt, a little bit of that, and I just, in fact, I just got done scrambling, cooking my dinner, which is half a pound of bacon and 8 eggs.
Okay.
Yep. As of today, yesterday and today, I'm maintaining. I haven't gained any water weight or anything like that, but I have lost a total of 78 pounds.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I plan on actually fasting. My hope. I mean, when I do my videos, I'm calling it the undetermined time fast because you never know. Something's going, you know.
There
But
you go.
my goal is to fast until Saturday morning, and then
Ooh,
and then and the only reason I'm doing until Saturday is because it's my niece's birthday on Saturday, so they're probably going to have stuff there. So I figure, okay, this is going to be a day that I'm I'm going to be still good, but I just won't be as good. And then I might go back on Lion Diet right after. I'm not sure yet because I actually like the Lion Diet. I think what happened with the pepperoni was I was in like some chats the other day and people like it wasn't just one person. It was like and it was in different situations, different lives. Everyone was talking about pepperoni and cheese. I'm like, okay. I just kept on hearing and hearing and hearing it. So I'm like,
right.
okay, it's like either stop listening to the lies or just have some pepperoni. So
So speaking of your niece's birthday, you said you might be bad. What do you mean?
well, they don't eat carnivore, so I don't know what they're having there. So it's possible. I mean, I don't plan on having like a lot of stuff, but like they might have stuff that's like with seed oils and stuff like that, and like
You mean,
it's. I always know that I'm going to be jumping into a lake, but I never know how deep the lake is. Let's put it that
well,
way.
Thomas, I am. I, I will pray for you that you don't fall off the wagon and take anything that is going to be detrimental.
Right.
Uh,
I probably won't.
Even
Yeah.
though I understand it's your niece's birthday, but you have a long way to go, and it's. I don't want to see you do anything that is going to jeopardize how far you've come.
Thank you.
So I will pray for you. I know
Thank
that
you very
sounds
much.
weird coming from me, but yes,
No,
I have prayed.
no, and I'm going to do. I'm going to be. I'm going to be the best I can be. But at the same time, I've learned that it doesn't help anybody if you do fall off the wagon or anything like that to just get right back on again. Just go right back onto. Don't punish yourself. Just be careful how much you're doing and be cautious and be aware. And that's what I've learned. In this whole journey. Because I
Right.
remember last time that I did fall off with, at my, and it's usually, I love my sister, but it's usually at her house because they don't understand. Like you could tell them if you didn't really in the face, they still don't understand. I think half the problem is they're very, in their eyes, they're very, very healthy. They're very active. They go skiing. They do this. They do that. Um, they have like very hyper lives, so to speak, and so they don't see where it could be causing them a problem like I see it. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to be like, oh well, this bread is bad for this bread's bad. Well, no, in their eyes, bread is fine. In their eyes, now I'm not going to have any breads. If there's bread, I'm not going to have that. Like, what I'll probably have is I'll have any meat that's there. But again, I don't know what the meat will have. Like if it's been soaked in olive oil or anything like that. I don't know
Uh,
that.
well, here's some advice, Thomas. Nobody will take care of your health more than you have. You got to look at, does your sister, brother-in-law, any of your family do, even though they may support you, do they uh, really understand? Like, I'll give you an example. My wife's friends, Chinese New Year. We have all sorts. I used to eat everything Chinese New Year. And this last Chinese New Year, even on occasions, we'd go over to their house for dinner, and she would cook. The wife would cook a bunch of different things, and I would make sure I either ate before we went or I would eat when we came home. And they didn't understand. They were like, why? Why? And I said, it's because this is for me. I'm not going to jeopardize, just like when I quit drinking. They, I used to go over their house and have drinks when we first met. Then when I stopped drinking, I don't touch. They offer me. I don't touch anything because I know what it does to me. And if they are offended, that's on them,
Mhm.
not me. I'm not trying to be a jerk. This is my health. This is my life, and you're not going to be taking care of me. I have to be here for my wife, my dog. I know what's best for me. Like my wife, she was against it when I first started. Now she sees all the positive changes it's made in me, mentally, physically. She 120% supports me, and that's how it is. And today, uh, while this time she's gone to work in Connecticut, is the true test. Do
Right.
I fall off the wagon? Do I sneak in some carbs? Do I sneak in a drink? No, no. I'm sticking fast to my plan because I know if I fall off the wagon, it's going to be a long trip back. So
Yeah.
that's my advice, Thomas. Is you got to think for yourself. Even though it's your niece's birthday and you just restarted carnivore, you know what you can and cannot do,
Right.
and think twice before you take a bite of even a bite of birthday cake or a spoonful of ice cream. It's a scary trip. I 2 weeks or a week ago, uh, Friday, my wife and I went shopping. We bought some cashews, unsalted. We bought some pistachios. So I ended up with my hands in both over the weekend. I paid for it. They didn't agree with me. I had stomach cramps, so I for any woman that complains about cramps, now I understand a bit. So I'm not touching nuts again because nuts don't like me. I don't like nuts.
Right. No, you're
Okay,
right.
I'm off my podium.
Like I said, I'm gonna do my best, and that's all I can really ask myself is to, you know,
No, I'll pray for you. I will.
thank you. Yeah, I do plan on eating before I go, Terry Sue. Like I said, I'm gonna end my fast, and maybe I'll have even more than that. But I'm gonna definitely break my fast with some eggs, and then I'm going to my the thing's on until 2 o'clock. So I'll break the fast around 9 with some eggs, and then probably a couple hours later, around 12, I'll have some like burgers or something like that. And I see Lewis and Papa Carnivore are in the house. Hey guys.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
No, no, I the one thing I have noticed that like usually when I do go off the wagon, I notice it's usually when I'm visiting my family. It's usually which thankfully is like every 3 months or so. And but each time I do it, I'm less and less off the bandwagon. If that makes any sense, it's like like each time I'm stronger and stronger with my will. You know, so
Yeah,
I'm hoping that compared to Easter, I'll be even stronger than I was then, because I already know that when I had Easter, I was stronger at Easter than I was at Thanksgiving. And so on and so on.
that's
So
good.
yeah,
That's good to hear.
so
I don't even
um,
remember last Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, I know they had food and stuff like that at Thanksgiving, but they mostly most of my thing now is just what is the food going to have? Like I said, my sister believes that the seed oils is better for us than than the butter, and that even though she does have butter in her house, it's sort of like a, you know, and they're so afraid of cholesterol and everything. I mean, that's like their biggest thing. Like, how about the cholesterol? I'm like, well, I don't really go by the cholesterol. Do some studies,
Uh,
Read
Tom,
read Dr. Ovelia's "Stay Off My Operating Table" and stuff. It's
well, you should point them towards Dave Mack's channel and have them watch his like 7-minute videos. I have on Carnivore Talk in my signature.
right.
I have Dr. Chafee. I have his short he did, an excerpt from his video on cholesterol. And if somebody starts talking about cholesterol, I point them towards that. But the
Yeah.
biggest thing, here's my biggest thing. A lady at work, she's on a statin, complaining her legs are hurting, and I asked her if she believes in AI. So I typed in to Chat GPT. I typed in, "Can humans
Hmm.
thrive and live without cholesterol?" You write that question down and have them type into Chat GPT or whatever AI and see what answer it come up with. The other question is, my
Okay.
liver trying to kill me by making cholesterol? 80% of your body's cholesterol, 80% is made by the liver.
Yep.
It's a fact. I I shut my cardiologist down when he was talking about putting me on a statin, and I asked him, then why is my liver trying to kill me? Can we remove it? Because it makes 80% of my body's cholesterol. He didn't have
Right.
an answer. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a good point. I mean, I've mentioned that to a few people too, and they're just like in awe of like, whoa, I didn't think about that. But I've never asked that question to my family. It just never came up, or it came up, but you know what I mean. Like, I didn't really have that information in my head at the time.
right, right. But when people talk about cholesterol, the liver, you bring up the liver making the cholesterol, and it'll shut anybody down. It'll shut anybody up because
Yeah.
you can't dispute. You go ask your doctor. I told the lady, ask your doctor, where's the cholesterol made in the body? What makes the cholesterol? And if the doctor doesn't have an answer, then I would be skeptical on the pills they're trying to prescribe.
Oh yeah, of course. Like,
For your family, the best proof, the best way to show them this lifestyle works
mhm.
is proof. Show them. Stand by, your convictions of this diet, this lifestyle. Don't be saying that the bread is poison
Mhm.
or this is poison or anything like that, and just
Right.
show them, okay, well, I've lost X amount of pounds, that you're looking better, Thomas. You're getting around a lot better. Yeah. It's due to this lifestyle. That's it. And leave it at that. And they'll come around.
Yeah.
Trust me. Trust me. But you got to show them this is working by losing the weight and, sticking to your conviction. That's how I did my wife. I
Yeah.
couldn't walk to the mailbox, Thomas. I couldn't walk 50 feet to the mailbox and come back without being winded and
Right.
have to sit down. Now I'm walking a what is it? Uh, 40 or no, it's 400 acre plant. I can walk around that plant. It's 400 acres and I'm not winded.
Wow.
Yeah, she's seen the improvements. I was not able to hold a job for 23 years because of my health. I've got a stent in my heart, Thomas.
Yeah.
I've had 3 heart attacks. Part of my story's coming out here. Sorry.
Okay, it's all right.
But yeah, if this, trust me, if this diet or lifestyle didn't work, I would be proof. But I'm proof that it does work.
All right.
There's a lot. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that have proven this works.
Oh yeah, no, I have no doubt at all that this diet works. I mean,
Just don't lose the
like,
faith. Well, my apologies. I'm not. I didn't. I came in to mention about the internet, and
oh, that's fine. You're good.
I, I didn't mean to. I'm not trying to dominate the live. So
No, you're fine. Yeah, you gave me some food for thought, and um, all carnivore food, of course. But
even if it's a little dirty, I
yeah.
eat. What I was, in fact, I hit a stall uh, because I was coming home from work, and I eat dinner around 7 o'clock in the evening. I get home around midnight, and I would come home and open a can of Spam and just eat it. Uh, it I quit doing that,
Oh yeah.
and the pounds are starting to come off again. So it's everything's trial and error, you know. Even though I'm a little bit hungry, or I want a snack, I'm not going to shed the weight if I keep snacking like that.
Right. Yeah. So, excuse me. Sorry about that. So Juliet is asking. She goes, "Did I miss it? How did Thomas's family party go?" Well, the party hasn't hit yet. It's going to be on Saturday, Juliet. But if you're asking if they're carnivore, no, they're not. They're not carnivore. Um, Hopefully, every time I go there, though, and I've improved even more, because for them, 3 months is a long time. So you know, they're hopefully it'll be such a shocker to see how well I'm doing that might actually
Right. There you
convince them
go.
even more. I can only hope.
You can lead a horse to water, Thomas.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said you can lead a horse to water.
Oh yeah, but you can't force them to
So,
drink.
yep. Yep.
That I don't know, Peter. I don't know what's going to be there. I can assume some things, but I don't really know what is going to be. And then really the only thing I can assume they're going to have is probably some kind of cake or something like that for her. For her. Hey Rick, how you doing?
I'm
Um,
gonna jump off here and get ready for work, so I'm gonna
okay.
listen to your live. I appreciate
Okay.
it, Thomas, and good
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So thank you, Kurt, for coming on. And hopefully you can find the exit to get out. I think you just have to click on your name and it should say exit scene or something. Or just cut the tab off. Um, I might, Lewis. I really don't know, to be honest with you. But I'll tell you, it's going to still end my fast because I don't want to end my fast with that food. Okay, so I'm ending the fast before I even go with some eggs, and so I don't get super hungry. I'm probably going to have either a steak or some burgers before I go there. and to do whatever I can to prevent myself from eating. So even if I did not eat any of the food, technically the fast would still be over. So, and hello, Alyssa, great to see you. Um, and yeah, another quack, Papa. Quack, quack, quack. So no, I mean, Kirk gave me some good advice. As always, I like to hear the advice. Um, I always like to hear a little wisdom, and it's always nice to hear that people care. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know how things will be, and there might be things there, that looks like carnivore, but um, may or may not be carnivore. So I don't know, but like I said, like that's why I'm doing this fast. So then that way I'll be super, super, do this fast, get my blood sugars down and stuff like that. Do whatever it takes, um, and also maybe it help me heal too, with the throat and everything like that. Sometimes the fasting actually helps with whenever I have like different issues. But I mean, at the same time, it's good. It's just I don't want to miss anything because like I'll be upfront. Like I missed my nephew's graduation. One because it was going to be at the field, and there was no at that time I had the bathroom issues, and I just didn't feel that being outside in the middle of the field with no bathroom for a couple out for 2 or 3 hours would have been a good idea. But not only that, but even when I got home, I the only thing that they were going to have was pizza, and probably like cake and like stuff like that. But I knew there wasn't going to be anything there for me, so to go there and not be able to really see the actual graduation, I just chose to give them a card and give them some, give them a little extra cash, and they were fine with that. They were good, but yeah, I mean, it was because I knew the food wasn't going to really be that great for me. So rather than cheating or anything like that, I just chose not to go. But I don't want to do that with my niece. I have to kind of like, I can't disown my family just because, just because I don't really agree with what they're, or that what, actually, I should reverse that. Because of what they're serving doesn't necessarily agree with me and and everything. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Taking a break from all these words. Um, so I don't know. Cleaning. I haven't been cleaning. I cleaned the other day. That was enough. So we got 21 people here in the chats. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, if I feel this excited about 22 people now in the watching, that's pretty cool. You know. Yeah. I mean, I think that's going to happen with me eventually too, Papa. And it might even, to be honest with you, it might even be happening already. Like I said, I don't really see my family except for like every 3-4 months. So as time goes on, their opinions might change. When they see how good I'm doing, when they see all these things, even people like very few people don't bother me anymore about. They know they don't really ask the question. They don't really, you know. Some might forget. People I don't see like all the time, but I just have to remind them. But um, no, I don't think Aaron's eating any duck food, Papa Carnivore. Oh, here comes Lewis. Hey, Lewis.
Listen, I don't like the way you're talking. Like you're gonna go and have cake at this
I'm not
party.
going to go. I'm not going to intentionally have cake. No,
Okay, I don't like the way you're talking.
I'm sorry.
It's all
Well, I'm
right.
just being honest. That's what I
It's
am. I'm just
it's all right.
honest. Yeah.
What can I do over here? Can I flip this over? Let me
Flip.
see. Oh no, that turns my cat.
Well, you want me to see your backyard?
This is my office building.
Oh, okay. I
What do you think?
think it's a nice
You
office
can't
building.
hear me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now? It looks like Lewis is walking. Now he's off the camera. No, I get what Lewis is saying. That he. Okay. Are you here? He's going in and out. It looks like his Wi-Fi strength is pretty low according to this thing. So that's a good question, No Flow. I mean, either I grab it or I don't. So you're absolutely right about that. I guess it depends on how tempting it is, and how much they try to push. I guess I just don't really want to. But you know what? I'm doing everything possible to keep myself from doing it, and I guess Lexi is back. Hey, Missy. No, I promise everybody that I am going to do my 100% attempt, my trying, I'm going to do whatever it takes to prevent myself from having anything.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So
Okay.
what?
I can never touch the camera. Any buttons on this. There's nothing.
Like
I
kind of
lose
like
sound. I lose everything. You know.
right? Yeah, no, I don't know if you heard it or not, but I just said that I'm going to do whatever I can possible to prevent myself from having any issues.
Right.
And I'm just going to go there and have some fun. You know,
Good.
I'm just saying if
Good.
something happens, I'm not going to punish myself either. You know,
Sure.
so
Sure. But you're gonna do everything, like you said, to not have that happen, not to be in
right,
that situation.
right,
And listen, you're gonna have to also anticipate your family there, you know, trying to influence you in the wrong direction, unfortunately, you know.
right. I mean, as I
Um,
keep on going there, they are getting less and less trying to convince me. But
good,
but
good.
the problem I'm predicting, it's not really mean. If I see, like say like on say there's nothing but pizza there, then
Right,
I'm probably not going to have it because I know that pizza is not going to be good for me.
Right.
If there's a big salad, I'm not going to have that salad because I know the salad is not really good for me.
Hmm.
But the only two things that might be hard is, if they go to me and say, "Oh, I made the cake from scratch, and I worked really hard on it," and they try to do the guilt thing, then that becomes kind of problematic for me, and sort of becomes problematic, I should say. And if there is meat there, say they have like chicken thighs, well, how do I or chicken wings?
Hey, Ian.
Well, I don't know how they're cooking it, So yeah, they might have the chicken wings, and it's technically meat, but
Wow.
if it's cooked in seed oils, then that can become pretty problematic. So you're somewhere right now.
I'm at the supermarket
Okay, that's what I thought.
looking for something. See if anything is anything discounted. They have burger patties on sale. Buy one get one free. So I'm gonna get those.
Okay.
But I like to
So
do a quick
what I think I'm
scan.
going to do is I'm going to try. I want to try to fast. My goal is to fast until Saturday morning, which is the
Hmm.
day of the party, and then I'm going to break it with some eggs, and because I don't have bone broth or anything like that, I just have eggs. So I'm going to
Okay.
break it with some scrambled eggs, and of course with sea salt or whatever, and then I'm going to right before I go on the thing, which is around 2 o'clock, around 12 o'clock, I'm going to have like at least 4 burger patties with some butter, and just fill my stomach up, so I'm not as tempted.
Yeah, if you're full, that would be good. Are you going to be there overnight or just for the day?
Just for the day, yeah.
Okay, good.
I'll take an Uber there, and then I'll take an Uber back. You know,
Okay, good.
and
Yeah,
that's
they
that's the
have.
beauty of it too. Like I could like pretty much, if I feel there's a little bit too much stress with them trying to push me, I can kind of be like, okay,
Mhm.
not telling them I'm leaving because of the stress, but just be like, I'm not really feeling that well, or something like that. Like kind of, you know, and then just leave earlier. If I which I used to do all the time because that was actually what was happening. But this time I can kind of make it like a
All right, good. Listen, I feel better. I feel like, before it was almost like you were kind of like already like you already decided, So,
oh no, I mean
and I think that's what Kurt was kind of hearing also.
yeah.
Um,
I mean
so
sometimes
yeah,
I
no,
don't
that's it.
always. I have a hard time expressing exactly what I mean.
Yeah,
In my
no, it's fine. It's
explanation.
good. All right. Well, I'm at work, as you can tell. I'm walking around in the supermarket right now, though. I'll keep listening, but I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and that's it. I just wanted to call and tell you what I was thinking.
Okay. No problem.
All right. I'll
I'm
talk to
always
you
happy
later.
to hear from you.
You too.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'll be in the chat.
So that's pretty cool. So yeah, no, I mean I agree, Papa. That, but don't forget they it's not just the vegetables. Um, no, I mean I think everything will be fine. I'm not worried about it. I mean what happens happens. I mean all I can do is I'm just trying to see who wrote this in the chat. Yes. I didn't mean to sound like I already plan on cheating. I'm just saying that I'm doing the fasting just in case, you know, especially like if the foods aren't. Oh, it's my niece's 21st birthday. So I'm going to do everything I can not to not to indulge. I don't like to say the word cheating because, you know, but not to indulge in foods that don't agree with me. And that's true. I need to be strong, and I will be. You guys have given me some hope and given me some, but I'm still fasting. Okay, until until my brain says I don't want to fast anymore. My hope is to last until Saturday, and my biggest test is to doing it while I'm working. If I can get past the working part of it, then that actually will be a pretty good test. I mean, like I said, I could choose to just not go. But the thing is I don't want to keep on canceling out on family events just because they may or may not have the food that that's good for me. Now, would it be nice if they had some carnivore type dishes? Yes, it would be. But I think eventually things will change. I really do. I think they'll have more of an understanding of how much better I'm doing and stuff like that. And be honest with you, in their defense, they are better than they were. They're a lot more understanding than they were, you know. I probably could, but I'd have to go shopping first and everything. So, not really sure what I would bring. Um, I mean, there's many things I could bring. Don't get me wrong, but probably better that I just eat the food beforehand, Ellen. And like I said, my plan is I'm going to fast until Saturday morning. I'm going to break it with some eggs because if I break it with too big of a meal, that's not good either. So I'm going to break it with a few eggs, and then about a couple 2 to 3 hours later, I'm going to then have a bigger meal and have some burgers and some with some butter. Have a lot of fat, a lot of either that or I'm going to cook my steak. I have a London broil, so I'm going to do that also with some butter. And so I'm going to do the eating a ton before I go to the party, so I'm not hungry. So I'm doing everything possible, you know, to keep myself from going. And I'll be able to tell you guys how I do and everything. I mean, I might be like I always think worst case scenario whenever I do these things because, when I plan on that, like, what am I going to do? Like, if, am I going to kick myself in the ass? Am I going to, because I'll be honest with you, last time I did go off the rails and I told myself that I wasn't going to feel bad, that I was just going to get right back into the thing. But, and I sort of was made, um, and I know it wasn't intentional, but I felt really bad. Like I felt so bad because of, you know, like people don't realize that you could just get right back on. And thank you. No, yeah, you know, that, like it's not one of those things like where if you get off that you can't get back on the train. And um, trying to think of my words. So, um, you know, just sometimes you just thank you. I appreciate all the support from everybody, Sandy. So we'll see. We'll see how far I go, how far I don't go. You know, it's always a test. Life is a test, and um, like I said, when I'm not with family, then I'm back on I'm back on I'm back on the trail. I it's hard to say, Juliet. I mean, I feel the support, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel that like everybody thinks that I'm automatically wanting to cheat, and it's not that. It's just you. A lot of people don't realize the pressure that I have when I'm with the family. Sometimes it's easier just to give in, but I'm gonna try my best not to give in and everything. So I do feel the support, but it does make me sad that people don't fully understand where I'm coming from. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you, Lois, for that too. I appreciate that. Mm. Yeah. Like all I can say is I will do my best. But that's one of the reasons why I'm fasting, because if for some reason my best isn't fully good enough, or there's somebody's like doing a sneak attack on me, so to speak. Um, like I might see a plate of like London broil. Well, obviously I'm going to go and eat it. But if she soaked it in, if my sister soaked it in seed oils, well, now that London broil is no longer good. But like I said, if I see a salad or something like that, I already know that's not good, so I probably won't eat the salad. And thank you, Juliet. I appreciate that. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, I mean, you're in and out there, Lash, huh? No, and I agree with you, Aaron. I mean, the only thing is though, I mean, technically, my feeling bad is more of like how my A1C reads. So, I mean, or my sugars read. So right now, my sugars are going down at 111. They were actually a little bit higher today. They've been another reason why I'm doing the fasting too, to kind of get my sugars to go down without having to take the insulin. Um, and stuff. So I'm hoping to be able to. I didn't take any long acting insulin last night, so when I woke up, it was about 150. I let it get to about 160 before I actually took any insulin this morning, and I took the minimal. I took the minimal amount. Um, I took the 7 and the 0.6 of the Victoza and the short acting. So it's starting to go down now, but and like I said, I don't know what's going to happen with work. But if I can kind of get off the insulin altogether, that would be an achievement for me. Well, I hope you pass the inspection there, Lash. And Lash is actually going to be on my channel in a couple weeks. He's going to be on the 29th, so we get to hear Lash's story. So I'm pretty excited about that. Um, Yeah, Sandy, I get that. The thing is I don't think they're intentional. I don't think they're pushing it because I think they just don't see the connection, you know. And they've been brainwashed just like most people, you know. They think that the things that are helping me, that are helping most of us, is hurting. That is also the problem. And once we, if we can re-educate everybody, and once the media puts out that certain things are, if they stop pushing that cholesterol's bad and stuff like that, then that might change public opinion. Well, that's cool, Aaron. No, they don't. No. And sometimes it's not even worth trying to convince them. Every once in a while I do look for that window, and sometimes the window does get shut like briskly on me, and sometimes it gets left open, and I can kind of throw some ideas in. But that's true. I mean, I'm not fully off insulin, Meathead, not yet, but I will be. I will be soon. I've cut it back quite a bit. See if I can- You would think that, um, Sandy. The problem isn't. I don't think the problem isn't that people that don't understand that sugar is the cause. I think they think that moderating, like keeping it moderation, is okay. They don't think like, okay, well, if sugar causes it, then maybe we should get rid of the sugar. It just doesn't dawn on them. And then number two is I don't think they have a full concept of really what carbs is, or they think, like moderating the carbs is okay. Like, oh, we'll just get rid of the fine sugars, like no more candy, no more, but that's only a segment of the problem, you know. Hello, Bob. Which Bob is it? Uh, I hate this. Ah, semi-retired Bob. Hey, how you doing today? But like I said, I mean, I didn't mean to worry anybody. I really didn't. And I'm going to do all the things that I need to do to prepare. I'm going to be doing a fasting beforehand. I'm doing a pretty long fast. And then I'm going to, break the fast with some eggs. And then I'm also going to have to fill my stomach up, so I'm not hungry. I'm going to have something beforehand, like either the burgers or the London broil, and I'm going to have it with a stick of butter. I'm going to fill my stomach up, okay, and then I'm going to, have whatever it is, and then I'm going to go to the party, and I plan on, if don't eat anything, I don't eat anything. If there is meat there, I will, I'll have some meat. But if I feel there's a suspect to it, then that will be the question. And then, and as time goes on, whatever I decide to do, I will do, and I will do it as controlled as I possibly can. Okay. And then I will go home and I will go back onto the lion diet. where I'm going to have mostly, and just keep on going. Okay, sorry about that, Ellen. I didn't see what the advice was, and thank you, Juliet. You know, hopefully it never gets to that point, um, Wendy. Just know this: I will be good. I will be fine. Thank you, Bob. I am doing pretty well for the most part. So far we're going to be approaching soon my 43rd hour of fasting. Thank you, Ellen. This used to actually be my mom's hat, and now I got three hats. I got switch it over. I got this one here from Dr. Kiltz, and then I got this one that was given to me by Carrie Mann, the Healing Humanity hat. So you're going to see me in different hats each time, but this one was my mom's. So I took it when she passed away. Um, I don't know fully. I know how many people are in the family. I know I'm number 13 out of the family. Um, but I don't know if there's going to be friends there. Her boyfriend could be there. So I would say at least 13 people, including me, and then plus. I mean, sometimes some of them are at college or whatever, but yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I miss my mom very much. I think about her all the time. I'm like reading the chats on my phone, and my mom passed away June of 2021. Um, I don't know. They might, Juliet. I mean, my hope is that each time they see me, they see the improvements. You know, I can't really go by with them. I can't really go by the A1C because one, they really don't fully understand what the A1C means on the connection on my lost toes and stuff like that. They don't get that connection of insulin resistance and stuff. But if my improvement in just on how I move, my improvement on my weight, if I look like I lost weight, if I look like you know how much better I'm looking is probably what they're going to go by more. Um, and I could be wrong. Maybe they do understand everything a lot better. But yeah, my grandfather died. I'm trying to think how old I was. I was about 18 when my grandfather died. Yeah. I mean, I will. I don't think they will ever kind of go because, like I said, in the outside of it, they're all thriving. Um, so I mean, there might be things wrong that they're not saying and stuff like that, but there there's nothing enough to be like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's the diet. Maybe I need to eat better. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to stop the seed oils. Maybe, maybe. Um, but as long as it's enough for them to be like, okay, they're kind of at that stage where it's like, oh, this is helping you, and this is good for you, but it's probably not going to be very good for us. So they're not going to be at that stage where my diet is going to help them as well, if that makes any sense. At least not now. Especially with my niece having a friend that's allergic to the proteins, and so he can't eat anything. He can't eat protein. Yeah. Mm. So I don't know if anybody else wants to come on. I do apologize about the solemnness of this live. Mm. So now I'm down to 110. And it's good. Very good. The more lower my numbers go, the less insulin I have to take, and the less insulin I have to take, and the longer I don't take it, the more my body gets used to no insulin. See, I'm losing a few people in the thing, so I apologize. Thank you, Juliet. Yeah, I try not to be fake. I try to be honest, and sometimes that honesty does kick me in the ass. But yep, that's like I said. That's what I'm planning on doing. Now, what I tank up with is a different story. Um, actually, I'm thinking of tanking up. I have a nice, huge London broil, so I'm thinking about actually cooking that, do a nice black and blue, and if I can eat all of it, great. If I can't, then I'll eat as much as I can. Put the rest in the refrigerator, and and then have that with some butter to give me some fat and some bison tallow. Actually, that's something I probably should get is some bathing trunks because there might be some swimming there. So, and that'd be actually the first time that my family sees my feet fully. You know, so I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing the pool is open. And just to let you guys know, I'm probably not going to do a video of the party, but I will do an after video or an after live of afterwards, and whatever the outcome is. Oh, I lost a lot of people. I'm sorry. Well, I'm gonna, even though it's pinned at the top, I'm going to put the thing in the chats. If anybody wants to come back on, you're more than welcome. If anybody wants to come on, you're more than welcome. But if no one comes on soon, then I probably will end. I probably will end the chat and the live soon. Oh, so actually, I am going to share something. Okay, so you know, did anybody see the um the video that Carrie Mann put out? Trying to. Did anybody see the video that Carrie Mann put out the other day? Why is this not coming up on the thing? Okay, so let me try it one more time. About the about how with the hair and everything. Well, I sent him an email, showed him this, and I I see a difference, even as slight as it is. Okay, but um, and I want to make this the big thing. So if you look at the thing, the top picture is actually my app. It was taken yesterday. This is 5 months ago. This picture right here, and you can see how I have really no hair right in this area here. Well, look at all the hair that is now in that area. So I don't know if that's proof or not um, of anything, but um, so tell me what you think. I probably should have shown that when there was like a lot more people watching. I mean, you see a little bit of a difference. Do you see, or am I? You can be honest with me, or am I crazy? Oh yeah, no. I mean, I I wouldn't be. Obviously, it depends on how subtle it is, but yeah, no. I mean, if it's cooked, one or two chicken wings or something like that would be all I really would need to know how on how my stomach's feeling. Definitely, which would probably be my cutoff if. Yeah, so I mean, I have a theory on it, at least for my sake. I can't speak for everybody else, but I think what it is one of the problems I had, which is why I lost, is blood flow. I my blood wasn't flowing the way it should be, and that's why I was having problems and everything like that. And I think in order to have proper hair growth, you know, your the hair follicles sort of die when you don't have proper blood flow. And I think now my blood flow is improving, So there's that, and then also too, meat has collagen. I mean, it's mostly in the bones and mostly in the fat, but there's still collagen, and collagen's for hair, skin, and nails. So I think I'm improving my skin, I'm improving my hair, and I'm improving my nails. Just to give you a good indication, on my other foot, the foot that has the toe still, one of the problems I had was really bad toenail fungus, and my toenail fungus was so bad. It's still not wonderful. I still have very brittle nails, but it was so bad um, that my toenail would actually fall off, completely fall off, no toenail at all, and it would grow back, and it would get bad again, and it would fall off. It would get back. Like it happened like about 3 or 4 times. So now it's it's not it's secure. Let's put it that way. It's still like has like a weird texture to it. It's still not, but it's a lot more secure, and my toenails are a lot thicker than they used to be. Okay, with the gray, Ray Pete always said copper was involved in that on carnivore. I imagine. Okay, yeah, because I mean, don't some meats have copper in it too? Well, I don't see any gray hair on Aaron, but I would assume with 10 kids, you're going to have some gray hairs. Oh, that's. I left the question in the chat of your last video. You have a mug. It looks like you just have it in mug form, but you have. It looks like a skull, like almost like the Mitch Fit logo, but with a. I guess it's a goat skull, and I was wondering if you were planning on doing that in a T-shirt or in a hoodie form. I could see your job giving you the gray hair. And your kids are actually your kids are very, very sweet and very, very good. You're very lucky to have them, and they're lucky to have you. Because, I mean, if you were only doing in the mug form, you sent me the link to my T-shirt. Oh, like on my email? Okay. Ah, I see it. All right, cool. Thank you. I'll take a look at it as soon as I get some extra. I definitely want to buy it. I mean, I would get the mug, but I only drink out of 1 or 2 mugs, and I already have them. So, um, but I do definitely need shirts. You know, especially with like right now the extra large is kind of like it depends. Sometimes it gets too big. Sometimes it feels too big on me, and sometimes it doesn't feel too big on me. So I think I'm on that between size now. The 2X's are definitely. Um, the shirt dairy designed is really cool. Okay. boy, I lost a lot of viewers. Okay. Yeah. People get tired, right? I'm glad a lot of you are still here. Thank you for that. No slow. I think you had left for a little bit, so welcome back. That's I put the link back in the chat if anybody wants to come on. Any one of you, if you're not busy or anything, if you want to come on, say hello. And I do feel a little bad that people that came on because they were concerned about me. I do apologize about that. I didn't mean to make you concerned. I'm going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Like I said, I'm preparing, and everything's going to be a-okay. We all go through obstacles. We all go through hurdles. And how we handle them is what it is. But anybody's invited to come on here, including you, Papa. Please, if you want to come on here, don't hesitate. Gary, no, I have no desire to smell your feet. So if you come on here, please don't make me smell your feet. Okay. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. Okay. Just keep on telling yourself that, Gary. Oh. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Thomas. I'm on this plane. And
What?
I'm also feeling smoke in my house because I'm broiling burgers for the kids.
Oh, okay. So it's good smoke. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not coming on here while your house is on fire or anything like that. So
I'm checking, I'm making sure. Don't worry. Hey, Flash, turn that down. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and say hi.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It makes me feel good.
I've got like 20 more minutes of doing the shake plate. And then I gotta go make a movie for YouTube.
Oh, I like how you call it a movie.
It's like, little
Yeah,
bits.
no, they are. I just, I always think of movies as being more like 2 hours or longer,
Mine aren't. Hi, guys.
Hey, guys. How we doing? Scarlett?
Is it hard to breathe, Scarlett, with all the smoke in the house right now?
How a restaurant, Scarlett? Garlic.
Garlic's restaurant. How's it going?
Your pizzeria?
She's usually like asleep right now. I told her to fix her sleep schedule. They got the dentist next week.
Oh God.
Morning.
They're usually asleep by now. Like, what are they, vampires?
People like stay up all night because of summer, and then just.
I get that.
Yeah, fine. I gotta do 10 minutes. Don't mess it up. Oh, I gotta check on the burgers.
Okay.
They sound done.
Yeah, I like your hair. It's cute.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna mow today.
I tried doing that with my hair, but I just can't do it. So.
Not yet. No. Maybe a couple more years carnivore.
Maybe. I don't know if I'd ever let it grow that long. I usually will cut it eventually, but
I don't know. If I was a dude and I went bald, I would totally grow it like all the way out. Do this weird turtle comb over all the time. Yeah. Just for fun. Just to to be weird.
Just to bug people, yeah.
Scarlett, you're live.
Scarlett, you're alive. I mean, live.
Dave, you made it. You made it here. And I've got everything moved around, and then I look over, and I guess Flash already got eggs today. So I'm like, great, what am I going to do for YouTube? Yeah, that is like smoky.
Flash is on the ball there.
Yeah, he's very helpful when he wants to be. What's up?
Well,
You can talk.
isn't that usually the case? Like, people are helpful when they want to be, you know?
All right. Well, I just wanted to say hi. So, and don't worry about that party. You'll be fine.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I
And like
know.
you said, you were gonna do like 4 burger patties, and I was like, no, do 6 because you want to be full. You want to be full.
Okay, you know what I'll do? Instead of doing it in the air fryer, I'll just put on a sheet and just put it right in and just do it that way. That would be good. Or my big ceramic fry pan, just cook it there. So I usually cook them from frozen.
Yeah, I don't know how 4 fill you up, man. If they're the ones from the Walmart, don't they shrink a little bit too?
If I cook them long enough, yeah. I usually cook them frozen for like 15 minutes, so they're not like fully. You know, they're still a little like like not medium rare, but
That's what I
not,
do.
you know, they're still in that stage. They're not fully devoided of the grease or anything like that.
Yeah, I do that on broil for the kids.
Yeah. I think, to tell you the truth, I think I'm going to cook a couple burger patties, but I think I'm going to do the London broil and then, like, cook it in the bison tallow to get the extra fat in it, and then add a stick of butter to it. So that's going to be, and London broil is about that big, so I think that should be more than enough.
Hopefully you overstuff yourself and then fall asleep in the Uber.
Right. Well, I'm taking an Uber, so if I fall asleep in the Uber, I'm sure the Uber driver will be nice enough to wake me up. Yeah. I'm going with a lot of confidence on a stranger there, but you know. Yeah.
You're cool.
Okay, so
I'm glad to say hi, and I gotta go do whatever I
feed yourself, feed your family, you know.
I only eat 1 meal a day, man. I'm not even hungry.
Yeah. Well,
guys,
you know I'm on like 42 hours into my fast now, right?
I know that's crazy. I think if I lived alone, I could do it, but I gotta cook for people all the time, so you know I can't do that.
Well, my hardest part is the working. That's why I kept on stopping the fast, because I was so worried about not eating for when I'm working. So this is the big test. Like I'm working tomorrow morning. So if I can go throughout work without, you know, and be that long on the fast, by then it'll be like 52 hours. And you know, if I can go and keep on going, then that's going to be an ultimate test for me. So
it's a long time without food, man.
Yeah.
I just do that. I try to do 24 hours. Is what I try
well,
every day.
Be honest with you, I am without food, but I am having something. I at least once I have my buttered coffee. So I take the coffee that I got from Colombia from Alia, and I do a whole stick of butter, and this time I actually did some bacon grease in it too. And I blend that. I get a hand blender. I mean, you see how big the cup is, right? I take a hand blender and I blend it all together, and I make like kind of like a butter latte out of it. The only thing missing is the whipped cream and the cinnamon. It's like you're going to Starbucks, you know.
You gotta get the cream, make your own whipped cream.
Yeah. Make sure it's all like make it myself to get the whole fat whipped cream. You know.
They have to do it with the mason jar here, so they have to work shaking the jar until it turns into cream. And if they go too far, it's butter. So it's like
I've got the strongest arms out there. I make the best whipped cream. Am I right? You got strong arms. All right.
But,
go.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how to exit them, so I think I'm just gonna have to.
Yeah, you know how to do it, right? Yeah. Oh, Corin Lewis. You find your name and you click your name, and then it froze, and then it should say exit out. There you go. Hey, that was great. Oh my God. Aaron actually brought some of my spirits up. Looks like I got some kind of voicemail. And now my sugars are at 109. So they're going down, but they're not going down quickly, which is good. Um, that's I actually believe that the reason why we feel so weird when our sugars are low, it's not because our sugars are low. It's because the drop is so much. I've said this before. The analogy I give is like, imagine yourself being on, at the height of at like a 10-story building or even higher. Okay. And think of that as being levels of your sugars, so say the top level is like 200. Well, if you go down to 70 or even 80 and you drop down from 200 to 80, that you're going to feel that. That's a pretty big drop. But if you're dropping down, if your sugars are normally like 90 and you drop down to even like 80 or 70, then the drop is not as far, if that makes sense. So I think it's my thought process is how we are, how we feel, how it's it's really the drop. The bigger the drop, the worse the feel. This is just my theory. Doesn't mean I'm correct. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. It's my theory. So I put in the chats again if anybody wants to come on and say hello. That was actually a really big treat. Seeing Aaron and Scarlett and Flash. And I see something about House Panther wants cuddle. So I'm guessing this is. Okay, it's from Wendy. When I saw House Panther, I thought it was Rick, but I'm not always right. You know. So if you're still in the chats, raise your hand. So one achievement is, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but I had no idea how to put pictures on the screen here on my own. Like somebody could do it for me, but I was able to figure out how to put the pictures in. So, and I think I can. Let me see if I can do this. That's exactly what I did before. Let's see if I can share the screen. Okay, and I'm going to. Okay, see if this works. And this is where I left off with Aaron's video. So I'm able to share that screen. I'm going to stop sharing. All right, and go back. So I guess I can share videos with everybody. Not sure exactly how that looks. And actually, if you guys can let me know, or can I actually look for myself? Yeah, I'm not sure. Can anybody tell me in the chats what they actually just saw when I shared the screen? Good to see you, Ellen, and thank you for coming in. Cookie Garvor, how you doing? Okay, so maybe that didn't work. I don't know. Let's try it again. Well, that's the share media part. That's not. I gotta remember that's two different things. So it says share screen. Okay, and I'm gonna do the Aaron video again. Okay, so then we're going to share that. Oh, actually, I'm sharing my email with you. I don't need to share my email. Stop sharing. What am I trying to share? Okay, so go back to the thing. One more time, share media. Oh, I keep on going to the wrong thing. Share screen. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight the YouTube video that I have blocked off. And see, this is the part I'm not sure. Okay, let me see if it's... now I'm going to add it to the scene. And then we're going to highlight it. And I'm going to actually go back in here for 1 second. I'm going to mute it. And then I'm going to play it.
Talking to me? Oh, no, the fat fell off of that. Uh-oh. There's some butter. There we go.
And now
Maybe
I'm
like
going to the computer.
maybe this egg, the one that
All right.
didn't quite make it. All the things. I'm starving, guys. I definitely tried all the things.
So we're going to remove that. All right, let me stop the video because I don't want to. I want to finish it. All right. Did you guys see anything? Cool. So now I can, if you guys want, we could do like movie watching with Target Prime Rib. Try a whole new thing. Pick our favorite movies, and we can all enjoy a movie together, or something, or watch. You know, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a real lot. So, okay, so I'm gonna be ending the live soon. I'm supposed to be doing the coaching course about an hour and a half, and I have that form that I need to fill out for Dr. Nelson. So I'm going to put in the chats one more time if anybody wants to come on real quick and do their make faces or whatever. If not, that's fine. Congratulations, Lexi. I'm so proud of you. I knew you were going to get it. I knew you were going to get it. It's so cool. Are you going to frame the letter? Of course. You deserve it, Lexi. You do. Can't you print it and then frame it? Hey, Meathead. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello.
Must be my connection.
Can you hear me at all or no?
Just want to stop in. This is what I look like before I go to work. Got my ears
Okay.
lowered.
Okay. That's good.
Presentable.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, keep the good fight going, Thomas.
I will. I
You
am.
got this in the bag. Don't
Thank you.
let anybody else sway you. Everybody else, you have a great day. And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Excellent. Enjoy work. Well, as much as you can, right? Okay. No, I was just kidding, Lexi. You don't have to print it. But you know what you could do if you wanted to? Put it as your wallpaper. Okay. Yeah, that's great, isn't it, Aaron? So, hello, John. I see that you're in the chats. Congo Rex. Lexi. My numbers are pretty much staying steady at 110. So I think so, John. I think that they are bigger than wood rats. Yeah, but you know what? I really don't want to test that out. I don't want to get into those. I don't want to like get caught in an alley with either rats. Okay. Well, I guess there's really nothing else to talk about. Um, yeah, I know you're doing a live. I actually put into your chats already, Aaron, that unfortunately I'm going to be working, so I won't be able to see your live. So I'll try to watch the replay, of course. But I left a message in there wishing you and everybody else well. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate it. You usually have goat notes. Okay. I'm not really sure what a goat note is, but okay. Wait, my problem is I could probably have notes, but I probably would finish them up before I'm into an hour, even a half an hour. And it's actually you guys that fill in the space. So I I do it because I just think this is a lot easier than making the videos. Even though I do still do some videos, I'm just not doing them as often. There's really no editing with lives because it is what you see. What you see is what you get. And the interviews are actually a lot easier because I can do some pretty, I had some pretty good content with each person. I think every live I did, every interview I did, I think was pretty top notch, to tell you the truth. And I think the same is going to be for the future. Okay, so we're about approaching 3 hours. It's 2 hours and 40, a little over 2 hours and 45 minutes. Um, just to show good spirit, I'm going to I put in the chats one more time just to see. Not again, no obligation. Um, oh, speaking of which, I want to thank Jane. I to tell you the truth, I still don't know who Jane is in here. If she's, I'm assuming she's watching my show. I don't know if she's here right now or not. But Jane bought me 3 coffees, and I appreciate that, Jane. Thank you if you are here. Well, it's good that the big geeks are teaching the babies to sit in the middle of the road. I was outside. Unfortunately, it's so humid out that I think I melted my butter balls off. Well, that's good that, like I said, I wish I did, and I feel so bad, Jane, but I never see the name Jane in any of the chats, so I'm not sure who you actually are in the chats, and maybe someday I'll find out. But no, I mean, Jane is very, very nice. I mean, she's one of my, greatest supporters, which I really appreciate. I just don't know what alias you are under. It's supposed to rain here, but they've been saying that for 3 days. So I think it did. Well, it did rain. I mean, it's not like we were having a drought or anything like that, but we were supposed to have like a really bad, like huge downpour. Okay, so I don't think anybody's going to be coming on, so that's cool. And you guys, I'm so grateful that you're here. But I think I will take Aaron's advice, and I will be going outside for a little bit. Um, even if it is only for like 5 minutes or so. And then and I go on the coaching course with Dr. Nelson, and I finished that form with Dr. Nelson. And Aaron sent me an email that I want to look at, and I want to finish the video from Aaron. So there's a lot that I'm going to be doing. Um, yeah, it's the humidity that's killing me. I agree, John. And what's this? trying to get right after John's question. Yeah, whatever. Something about channel, but I'm not sure what that says. So live, love, heal, and no matter what the situation is, always eat meat.